Hello and welcome to Pigmanga Studios. I've been talking about doing maybe a one of these videos on the tools of the trade and doing a comic strip, you know, from start to finish. So actually I've got a project that's due about the 20th, so I thought I'd go ahead and hook you guys up with showing you exactly what I use and how I use it and what I use it for. This here is one of my favorite pencils that is hard to find. That's why it's worn out and degraded, beat up, chewed up, and whatever else. It's an Eagle Elite black pencil. You don't see many of these anymore. If you know where you can find any of these online, throw me something down in the comments down there so I can find them, because if I can't find these, I get stuck using the golf pencil, which is another one. This is what I use if I don't have my fave, which is also an Eagle, but it comes with the golf pencils in a big old box for golfers. And I know two things about golf: they use good pencils, and I suck at it. So this is, you know, like, this thing is kind of hard to draw with. I'd rather have a full-size pencil, but that's my first thing. And then after I've laid out with those, this is what I usually do my layouts, whereas you block in the shapes that you want on your panel. See, this here is going to be a panel here, and I've laid it out with right there. See, there's my blocks. I know this map in and out like no tomorrow. I know exactly what's going on here. You may look at it and say, "What a bunch of scribbly crap! Makes no sense." You know, but I know what it is and what the joke is going to be in the punchline at the end of the comic, yada yada. But that's how I do that. I do the layouts on this, which is basically blocking in, and then after I do all the blocking in, I go to a little bit more like the gesturing of the characters. I try to focus on what gesture they'll have, like hand on the hip, or amazement, or, you know, all kinds of emotions. Try to show that, and I usually use this for the basic body gestures, which is a Dixon Ticonderoga, one of the best pencils made. The Ticonderoga has been around for a long time, and I will always like the Ticonderoga. They're my second best pencil. Then after I get done with doing that, for the body gesturing and things of that nature, I'll take and go to a mechanical pencil for details, like around the eyes, smaller textures, things like that around the room or whatever, and, you know, just smaller stuff that you can't really get the fatter points of those pencils into. I'll use this for gradation and textures and things like that, small detail stuff in the backgrounds and things like that. And, you know, there's also things around the mouth, because, you know, you don't want it to look, you want a lot of control when you're drawing the mouth of what it's going to look like. So that's basically the tools I'll be using on this right here cartoon. But these are something neat I found. A friend of mine pointed these out. They're pre-made comic book board, but comic strip. They're not for comic books. You know, you can find comic book board everywhere. This guy found comic strip board. It's got little dots for you to lay out your panels. It's even got a little area right here where you can see the like the name of it. But you name your little date, you know, and then if you do a really good job, you get a little star beside it, you know. But I think it's pretty cool, you know. Like, anyway, that saves a lot of paper. Go green, you know, whatever. But it comes in this thing. It's by Canson. This is what it comes in when you want to go to the store and look for them. Canson Daily Comic Strip Paper. Daily. So if you want to Google that and find it, maybe get you some, because this stuff is off the shelf. It's really good, you know. It's already laid out for you. But yeah, that's the tools of trade we'll be using for the pencils in this. And what I'm going to do is probably maybe do a little bit of regular time on just showing you the kind of like when I do the faces and things, how to do guidelines on the faces so you don't have people looking, you know, like with crooked eyes, one on top of the forehead, one underneath the nose, that kind of thing. I'm going to try and like get into some of that while I'm doing this laying out, because I've talked about with other artists and other people, you have to learn the basics, the fundamental stuff, the mental. Anyway, you got to do the fundamental stuff so you can have like you know, change things and modify them so they don't look like they're looking off into space when you really want them looking down at the table or something. So once you learn this fundamental stuff, you can change it to whatever you want. But I'm going to start out with that. So that'll be the first thing we do whenever I move my camera around, get us going on the initiation here. So anyway, let's go for a ride. I'll see you then.